Yo guys, what's going on? It is Catman227 here, and I'm back with another episode of Let's Play Overwatch, and today we're taking a look at Orisa. We joined kind of a late game, so bear with me on that one. I'm also very bad at her as well. I'm not exactly the best Orisa player, as you can possibly tell. So I'm just going to be talking about her and trying to do my best with her. So basically, you got, let's go over some of her abilities. You get this little gold armor here, which allows you to take a lot less damage, so you're a lot more tanky when you're in there, but it only lasts for a few seconds. You have your barrier, that allows you to hide behind, and you can get in here. It's like a little bunker, a little circular form, so Pharals will have a lot harder of a time trying to get you. And last but not least, this is my favorite one. The little orb she shoots out will pull enemies towards the center of it. Depending on, you know, their radius of it. So, now that I have her ultimate ability, plop this here. I can actually, people actually, like, group up with me? No? Okay, well. Hi. You up. What? What the hell was that? Alright. So basically what her ultimate ability does is it allows you to put down this little canister, I think, and it gives your entire team think of it kind of like Lucio's ultimate. It gives your entire team a buff of damage bonus. So, but in order to successfully use it, you have to... Fuck. No, you don't have to fuck, but you do have to get your entire team kind of in a position like this where I can just stick it on the payload and have everybody get the buff from it. Come on. Okay. So yeah. Here we go. So now we all get a damage boost, which helps out a ton. There we go. Okay, so that wore off. So, like, this is a great place to put little barriers right here, and you can just ride on the payload like that and get healed. So, because the payload does heal. So, Orisa is a really good for defense. Not so much for attacking, but whenever you're pushing up, like, payloads like this, it's really good. Orisa is kind of like Reinhardt. She's never really a bad pick per se, but if you're like really bad at her like me, then you know it's kind of you know, you might want to switch to something else. But this particular game I'm not going to switch to anything else because I'm doing the review. But she by the way, let me see, this is what she looks like for those of you who haven't seen her before. Well, I have a skin on obviously, but still. Alright, so I like her machine gun because her machine gun has... Ooh, hello, you're a big boy. Oh, shit, hello. It has 150 ammo. So, it was originally 200, but they nerfed it. Not like it really made that much of a difference, but whatever. Okay, well, our team isn't really playing the game, but that's okay. Because all I need to do is get up to the front again and put down a shield on the payload. And I almost have my ultimate again as well, which is a good thing. Let's talk about versus now. Doomfist versus Orisa is kind of just no. Anyone who can punch through your barrier or go through your barriers is not exactly like Winston is a direct counter to you because your shields can be like electricity can go through your shield. So basically, he can shock you through your barrier. So if you put down a barrier and Winston uses his Tesla gun to shoot through it, nope, then he can easily take you out, like he's about to do here. Oh, holy crap. Okay, so here we go. That's a good place to use that. Okay. Now, versus Torbjorn, as you can possibly see, it's pretty easy. You know, you have a machine gun, so you can just constantly be wrecking his stuff, and he just has no chance to build anything. which is a good thing because you don't want Torbjorn building his sentry, so you just want to constantly be worrying about that. Plus, your ammo consumption is... You don't really have to watch that. I would just say pray and spray, essentially, and you just kill everything. Versus McCree, if McCree gets you up close, he can kind of pop some headshots on you, and if he gets a bunch of headshots on you, then obviously you're gonna die very quickly. But Roadhog is definitely a counter to you, because up close, there's not much you can really do. Because he'll just hook you and pull you in close and then two-shot you. You know, he does a lot of damage. From a distance, you can kind of counter him because he cannot hook you through your barrier, or at least I don't think he can. So you can kind of counter Roadhog with that, but he's for the most part a direct counter to you. Widowmaker, as long as you're behind your barrier, Hanzo and Ana and Widowmaker cannot really get you because you're behind your barrier and they can't really shoot through that. But as you can see, Winston's able to shoot through my barrier pretty easily. You get back out here, you. Okay, well I missed. But yeah, you can use it behind corners. So if they're hiding behind a corner, you can kind of pull them out into the open, then finish them off if they're at really low health. So, alright, that's where our barrier goes up. Now, how do you use Orisa? Okay, Orisa is mainly used to move your team up, as just like Reinhardt, but in a different way, because Reinhardt leads the charge. You kind of want to be not necessarily front, like you don't want to be necessarily in the front. You kind of want to pop this down in a place where everyone can hide behind it, clear out the entire enemy team, and then move up. That you can keep placing down barriers, because you get them back pretty quick. So by the time this barrier were to run out, I already have this one again, so I could just keep placing down barriers. Plus, this is a really good strategy right here, placing down a barrier right on this payload. Ow, shit. You need to stop. Okay. Now, see, this Bastion's up here right now, so if I keep placing barriers in front of him like that, they can't really hit him that well. And you can protect your Bastion like that. So, use your judgment when it comes to your placements, and you should be fine. As for her little orb right there, I would just say, if you see an enemy that's really low on health and like one shot will finish him off from, or just any damage in general will just finish him off, and he goes behind the corner, teleport, you could shoot that little orb at him, or if he's about to grab like a health kit or something, shoot it there and stop him from getting the health kit. So anyway, you just use your judgment, and that's all you really need. We'll go ahead and play another round, just so I can show you a little bit more of how I play Orisa and how I would do it. Now, let's say you have a Torbjorn, okay, and the Torbjorn is putting down his sentry, and he's having trouble with it. Put down a barrier, or a shield barrier, in front of any, like, turrets, or maybe a bastion, or anything like that. Because if you put a barrier in front of them, it stops the enemies from actually getting to them and shooting them dead. So I've seen a lot of people play as Orisa and Torbjorn and do that strategy where they put a Bastion or a Torbjorn sentry on the payload, and then you put an Orisa shield right in the front, and they just kill everything, because it's basically a gun-mounted cart at that stage. So the payload basically has a gun mount on it because of the Torbjorn sentry. Now you're kind of a sentry yourself because you have 150 of machine gun rounds. You're kind of slow, but you can move. You can kind of move around like that, so you're kind of a sentry. So if you want, you can kind of, like, if there's no Torb, no Symmetra, and no Bastion, what you can do is you can go ahead and get up here place down your little barrier, and then just shoot like this. I wish you would move out of my way. I'm trying to demonstrate. Could you move? Move? Monkey man. Okay, so you can place down a sentry right there, or you can place down a barrier right there, not a sentry, and shoot like that. So, and this is actually a really good place to put it right here, or where I would put it is a place like right here. Like if you're in Orisa and you're right here, right there, and this gives you a full 360 view of the entire perimeter. So every which way that enemies can come from, you're covered. See, and look, there we go. There's the Bastion. All right, so he's actually doing that thing. Now I'm gonna pull them up here. Okay. See, there we go. Pull the Junkrat up, and he got killed. I think these can go through barriers. Yes, Symmetra's orbs can go through barriers, and they do take, and your things do take damage. So be aware of that. Oh god. Doomfist is a really big counter to you because he can punch through your barriers. So, okay, no, don't shoot at him. Okay. No. Okay, so that's what that's good for. So that's a good demonstration of that. Put that there. Boom. Come here. Nope. Okay. So it doesn't work around corners, but it does work when, if they cannot see the orb, it won't pull them in if they're not within sight of it. So keep in mind of that. And if you hit somebody directly with it, it doesn't do any damage. So the orb is just there to pull them in, not to actually do any damage. Okay, so that's that. I probably should protect this Bastion. Here we go. So you have to prioritize who to pop your shield down in front of, because I've seen a lot of people use it kind of like May's wall. They'll see they'll see somebody like popping their ultimate or about to start shooting at them or whatever, and they're about to die, so they place a barrier right in front of their teammate right as they're about to get shot and die, so it saves their ass. But it's a little bit more difficult because May's wall can block things like Reinhardt's charge, and things like, and it can take a lot more damage, and you know, it's not a walk-through mechanic. See, you can walk through this. May's wall you can't really walk through, so it can protect you a lot more. But if someone's getting shot up by a turret, just go ahead and place, like if that's an enemy turret, just go ahead and place the barrier like right here, and then it'll stop them from shooting it. So, because they can't shoot through your barrier. I mean, obviously that one can because we're on the same team, but. Okay, so I think we can move up. Whoa! Okay, see, I didn't. Plus, remember, it takes a while for it to deploy, obviously, because it's, you know, it's a Okay, that's actually a really good thing that. Oh shit! Okay, I only survived that ultimate because of that. Okay, because of my gold form. And there's the counter to Doomfist. There's that counter. That Doomfist counter. Okay, I need to go get health. Okay, so what you saw that if you guys saw what that Winston did, he put down his barrier. He put down his barrier while my recharge was going up. So if you're playing as Winston and you see an Orisa and her shield is broken, and you think that she might, yeah, there we go, and you think that the Orisa might have her timer already up, like if she just put down her barrier and it breaks immediately, keep in mind that if Winston puts down his barrier, that will shield you long enough when you can, so you can put down another shield. So if he puts down a bubble shield and your timer's about to replenish, by the time that wears off, you place down another barrier. So that's a really good strategy to use as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use my ultimate here. Just to shoo them back a little bit more, because we're reaching the end of the match anyway. Oh, and this little canister here does have its own life bar, so I would put down a shield or make sure it's protected. You know, just make sure your ultimate's protected, because it does have its own life bar. Oh god, no. Okay, so there we go. And we win. So, she's really good on defense, not so much on attacking, like moving up and, you know, spawn camping and things like that. But she's really good for defending. So when they're attacking you, you can defend yourself with your shield. And it's not as tanky, it's not as beefy as Reinhardt's shield, and Reinhardt can move around with it, but it's still, you can still choose your placements correctly and be, watch your timing with your placements, and you should be able to time your placements in a way that benefits your entire team. I don't know. She's a complicated character. I'm just rambling on at this stage. That's all I have time for this video. If you guys have enjoyed, please leave a like, please comment, and please subscribe. And let me know which hero you want to see next. So, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.